Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show.
Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in to the episode of RAERAEs Review with me and my homegirl Erin. Gonna be talking about the What's Going Down episode of The Real Housewives of Orange County, season 19, episode 2. Everybody, please give a warm round of applause for Erin.
Hello, aunts and uncles. Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. My girl is back. My girl is back with a vengeance, honey. She ain't gonna take no more from Tamara. She gonna rep for her man. She gonna rep for her reputation too. And that's that on that. Oh, I came in strong, huh? Just like she did.
Yep.
That's my girl now. That's my girl now. You know, this may be a good little season. I predict a really good season. So do you have any thing you want to say before we start?
No. I mean, I do, but I'm like, I'll just save it. Because I'll just save it.
All right, well, let's just go right in. So, they have, Orange County, y'all. If you haven't watched the show, sunny Southern California. Sunny skies, skinny bodies for 98% of the time. No shade to nobody, just saying. It's an active town that prides themselves on looks, bank accounts, reputation. And it's a sedity town. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any problems with Orange County. I used to work out there, but for the most part, I don't have any problems. That's where Disneyland is located. That's where Knott's Berry Farm is located. So they get plenty revenue, and they buy the water. So, it's a big old county and they got plenty of things to do. I believe you know more about Orange County than I do.
I live about 20 miles north of where they're filming from Laguna in Long Beach. I live right on the border of Long Beach, Seal Beach. So like less than a mile from my home, it becomes Orange County, but I am still in LA County. It's kind of one of the things I love the most about living in Long Beach is that I can go up to LA, I can go down to Orange County. Orange County is a very, very diverse population of all kinds. But the little area that just like you said, I'll reiterate, the little pocket of life that they started following is the beach community, Laguna, Coto. A lot of them are in Newport Beach too. They're trying to say, it started out in this kind of exclusive community in Laguna, but they branched out to the wealthier area, Balboa, the wealthy area of like Newport Beach.
Newport Beach is fun out there.
It is. It's beautiful. I mean, it's definitely if you're looking for kind of the finest that Southern California has to offer before you get down to San Diego, you're definitely going to find it, but you'll also find a very kind of whitewashed conservative community as well.
That part
right? There's a lot of people that think they know what's up and they don't, as we saw evidence in these ladies. But yeah.
But don't.
I would say that honestly, No, it's okay. I would say that I feel like, honestly, Jen and Ryan are a very prime example of some Orange County tryhards.
Well, there it is. And according to Tamara, girl, we're going to get into that. I was shocked.
It
You hear
did
what
look.
Tamara had to say, child.
I did. It did kind of look like it, didn't it? It sure does kind of look like it. Like you're trying to take over that life.
Not the extensions.
Well, yeah, that part's crazy. I'm not wearing anybody's hair. Well, I don't even know. I don't even know what's happening.
Washed with apple cider vinegar and baking soda. No, thank you.
If those tracks have been in someone else's head, I say no, thank you. Those belong to you now,
girl. Oh, y'all gonna find this to be real interesting once we get into that part of the telling of the what's going down episode of. But child, yeah. Shannon, she picking up her daughter again. She driving, y'all, with no problem. I don't see her puffing into blow nothing into nothing, and
no, but
just like you said, it's been over a year. She's done, but she still got that on her record, I guess.
But did you see her talking into her phone? Girl, that's illegal, Shannon. What the F are you doing? We're too early to cuss. Ma'am, you are on probation. You just received a ticket for looking at your phone at a stop sign. Get your Bluetooth set up. You are not allowed to speak into your phone. It doesn't matter if you're lost. And now you're on camera after it's reckless. I just couldn't believe they got her on camera doing illegal crap. I'm like, you're so stupid. Lady.
It's the privilege for me. People think they can just do whatever.
Seriously. I mean, just don't be caught doing anything stupid in your car.
Nothing else.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't think she's drinking and driving, but, you know, just it's the appearances at this point, you know?
Because somebody gonna snitch, and don't let Alexis drive by.
Oh my God. That's funny. Seriously. Alexis is gonna gonna pick up that phone to take a picture. Listen, Alexis isn't the one recording people. Ooh.
Oh, girl, another bomb drop. Kaboom.
Ooh, that one that had me hotter than fish grease, I have to say.
Girl. I'm looking at it different, just like you said last week, child.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it different.
And Katie, you've solidified.
Girl, it don't look good for you, girl.
No, I'm done with you now. Nope, you are officially not a trustworthy person.
Now, Shannon. Now, she picking up Sophie, right, y'all? She graduated from Baylor this past year, doing really well in her profession, some type of sports something. I forget exactly what it is. Out there living in New York, walking around all around town. She lost some weight. You know, again, y'all, everybody, if we're always talking about something regarding them and getting them into shape, it's the culture. Not to say anything is wrong with it, but sometimes it can be excessive. But if we're talking about it every episode, because that's what they do, child. That's what they do.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, Beverly Hills, Miami, and Orange County, they are looks obsessive, high plastic surgery areas. You know, they just are. Everybody getting their body done in Miami. We've seen it. All those ladies look like blow-up dolls. And Orange County.
The face, child. The face.
Oh, God. I'm telling Larsa needs to stop. Lisa, stop. Ladies, stop. It's too much. Like, you don't even look normal anymore. But,
I'm sorry. And by the way, PSA, I'm getting back into Real Housewives of Miami, y'all. So look out for that this weekend as well. Okay,
boom, boom. Oh, no, I was just going to say, like, it's very easy. I worked in plastic surgery for a while because, it's very easy to lose perspective super fast. So I will say that. Once you kind of get into it, it's very easy to get addicted, and it's very easy to lose sight of, like, what actually looks good versus what looks done and really, like, wanting that done look. But that'd be looking crazy.
No wonder Terry Dubrow and his homeboy, Dr. whatever his name is, got
Paul Nassif.
Yeah, Dr. Nassif got that bot show because
You
folks
sure do.
all kind of stuff, child, and some of them are regretting it, some of them are maintaining it, but girl.
Well, and keep in mind, things fall in and out of fashion too. Like, and I think that that's shown very much. We're having an anti-trend right now of plastic surgery where people want to look more natural. I think that's why Terry came up with the specialty bot show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so just PSA out there. I lost 200 pounds. I had a full body lift, so I know the game. You know, anything to make
Yeah.
yourself feel better, I support. But I also cautionary tale: have realistic expectations
Mm-hmm.
because you can look super weird before you even know what's up.
And make sure your mind is right, because
Yeah.
I remember when I used to work in the psychiatry office years ago, anybody coming to do bariatric surgery, which is anything having to do with your gastrointestinal system being altered so you can lose weight, they had to go through psychiatric services to get their mind right together, because you know, to a certain extent, you let yourself go to the point of. So you have to get your mind conditioned. And also with that, sometimes people tend to have mental issues when it came to them losing a lot of weight. It can start certain behaviors in people, and so they just want to make sure overall that your whole medical situation is intact and that you're on the right path, and they follow you for a good 6 months before and after, because you really want your body to heal and be as healthy as you set out to be going through all of this. So you really need to have your mind right when you're doing any type of cosmetic or whatever, something to your body that alters it for life. Just FYI.
Yeah, I had a psychiatric evaluation. They don't really give a shit. They say that, but I'm going to speak from personal experience. Ain't nobody. But you're right. It is a huge transformation, and there's a lot of things I don't think people are really expect, and they do.
Yeah.
And you know, there's a lot of self-esteem things. You know, our fat phobic society, and it'll definitely strike you. But
Yeah,
anyway,
and some unrealistic ideals that they really want people to be realistic about, you know, because you still have to work at it and do certain things to maintain it and keep it up. So just again, a cautionary tale for anyone who's, you know, going out to do anything to that extent. But like we're agreeing with each other, but we're adding in what we know has to be true in regards to all of this stuff that people are doing to their bodies, which is, I mean, to each his own, you know what I'm saying? As long as you're, you know, well and everything, that's all that we wish for.
Ooh, I hope, I don't mean to be mean, but Shannon, woo, looks like you blew out the work you had done, baby girl.
And what?
I mean, she had that facelift, and then she lost all that weight for Love Hotel. She's just not. Shannon's looking unhappy to me again. I feel like Shannon really kind of shows it in her body how she's doing, as many of us do.
Yeah.
I know I do. I just feel, you know, she just doesn't look that happy to me right now.
Yeah, especially when Sophie finds expired food that's been there expired over a year. I mean, I'm just, or however long it expired for a long time. It's something, and then Shannon replies, "I'm just trying to lose weight. I'm not really eating." Girl, get you a nutritionist, and you got everything else. You getting $17,000 go for a week going to.
Oh, I know. So you get out of the golden door appropriation. I'm like, and get on the shot, baby. Like, I mean, you know,
17,000. You could have had all kind of a nutritionist come through for a good 6 months. What's them people called? A personal trainer for a good however long. Girl, $16K. I could have did it anyway. This yogurt is so good. Mm, mm, mm. Here I am. Okay, let's go. Yeah, so Sophie is back visiting. She really stays in the NYC. Shannon, of course, is happy to see her. Now, don't she? Is Sophie a twin or is she the other one? Because she got
She's
three
the
daughters.
oldest. She's the oldest.
Okay.
So the twins are, yeah, the twins are off in Europe, I think, both of them.
Okay. Okay, cool. Then we see Jen out there working out, being bombarded by all the dogs and carrying on. That was kind of cute to see. I wanted to mention that dogs are great. You have a dog.
I do.
Rest in peace to my dad's dog who just passed. His name.
Yes, very cute little baby dog.
And everybody else, who got pets who really take care of their animals, and those of you who ain't, shame on you, and I hope you get caught because you messing with folks, dogs, and carrying over. But yeah, be nice and kind to your dogs, and your dogs will love you forever. It shows in your pets.
Yep, take good care of your animals.
You are.
Yes, I really do think it shows the caliber of who you are by how you take care of your animals.
Mm-hmm. One day I'll probably get one, but for right now, I travel too much. I'm gone.
You are busy. Got the baby grand.
Girl, you gotta hold on. I want a cane corso. Oh, I want one so bad.
They are beautiful dogs.
They are. I want something that's really intimidating.
Well, that's the right kind of dog.
That's what I'm saying. Big old black dog sitting on my front porch. Watching everybody go by. Anywho, what else happened? Oh, speaking of dogs, now look, no offense to dogs. Now we praise them, we love them, but when they mess up.
Oh yeah, Gina's. Yeah, ooh, yeah.
In a pee. She's like, oh my God. Sometimes that happens, y'all. Sometimes that happens. That's just a part of life, as with anything that needs to be trained. Small child. Hey, we were all that once. So we just got to be patient. Just another reminder to love your animals. Be kind to your animals. And don't fly off the handle if they make a mess. They're not doing it on purpose, I don't believe.
Oh, sometimes they do because they want to punish you, but
whose side you on here?
Well, I don't know. I just get the feeling by the way Gina runs her show that everything's a little bit chaotic. Ooh. It just seems like to me. That's the tea that I get from her.
You would think they're all happy-go-lucky now that they're back together, girl, under one roof.
Well, they do have 6 kids together, so that's just and like 2 or 3 dogs. Yeah, he has 3, she has 3. They have a couple of dogs. So it's madness in that house.
Just like Jen, she got about 7, 8, 57 kids.
I think they have 7 between the 2 of them. Yeah, I think she has 5 and he has 2.
Oh, I didn't think Ryan had children.
He does. Yeah, he has 2 kids, I think. Mm-hmm.
I thought he was a bachelor.
No, he's got kids.
Ain't got nothing.
I don't know how often they're over, but
Well, anyway, so that's it for the dog section of the What's Going Down episode of Real Housewives of Orange County. Now let's talk about these grown folks. Emily invites Gina and Tamara to a lymph massage workout. Now, this is similar to what we discussed, earlier when people have certain tummy tucks mainly and fat removals and things, and they sometimes have to get these lymph massages just to make sure their soft tissues and lymph vessels and things are flowing, but not particular these massages, but they're in the same category as just, trying to loosen up things so that nothing really settles in one spot that shouldn't be settling. And the way these machines was going, my goodness. Again, another exercise situation Emily pointed out that goes on in the OC. Everybody trying to figure out what's next, what's next hot thing to do to help get rid of these pounds that they really don't have.
Yeah, I was gonna say lymph massage has definitely become the new trend. I actually am very interested in it myself. You know,
Oh,
like I would rather, I don't necessarily want to go to a place like that and be on rollers and whatever. I would rather have a massage therapist do like lymphatic drainage because, you know,
yeah.
it's good for inflammation, health wise, whatever. But I did think it was actually, I appreciated them going there because I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, this is the new thing down in Orange County, huh? A lymph uh a lymph shop.
Girl, and the way that they're shaped more so is, they're made to kind of it's not a smooth surface.
No.
They're like I don't know what they call them, but they're shaped to where they're made to loosen up the skin, kind of, move it around and just make sure that it's hitting different areas of whatever target area you're working on, just to make sure that things is moving and getting smushed around and pummeled, so to speak, under the dermis and all that, going through all your subcutaneous tissues down to the lymph vessels and lymph tissues and whatnot. But I can see it being advantageous, actually. Yeah, good for them. But they start gossiping. You know how they do. Gina brings it up. Gina was like, "Yeah, Tamara, it was good to see you. You and Shannon kind of, being kind to each other. Since accepted Shannon's invite." Then boom, right to Katie.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't Gina like a dog with a bone, child. I mean, again, I guess because Gina feels guilty, she keeps saying, "I brought this girl into this group." It's like she has to be the captain, save them, the one to point things out. It's, I don't know. She, in a way, she's a little too aggressive with all of this, but I understand because Katie's story keeps getting caught in something that she says she forgets, and it comes out that she was actually the aggressor in the situation. Nothing physical, of course, just starting stuff with folks that don't need to be started.
I do not believe that Gina knew Katie before the show. I don't believe she brought her on. So this whole "I brought you into the group" thing is a weak
Oh,
ass
that's
story.
new.
I
Oh,
don't believe it. I don't. That's a weak ass storyline production. Shame on you. Because Gina is the bone collector this season. I get it. You know, Emily was last season. They having Gina flapping gums. It's fine. But Gina, you are not natural when you do this kind of shit. Because the way that she flip flopped this episode, the way she flipped later, I I hate when Gina acts fake like this. However, the thing is though, the suspicion on this chick is heavy, and this episode proves she is completely untrustworthy. Because I'm going to reiterate again,
correct the mundo.
it does not matter that you've gone into the specialty of golf journalism. If you have a journalism background, you are not stupid to the ways of dealing with the press. And
Mm.
may I remind everybody that she said it was her friend, in quotes, that told her about the Heather paparazzi stunt. So you are friends with people in the media. You cannot claim, as you did to Shannon, you wish you were so smart as to be this conniving. You are this conniving because
Uh-oh.
nobody that has a media background is as stupid as you're claiming to be. They just don't.
And people in media who have journalism degrees have at least can cover and show more integrity and not be so forgetful about the facts of the situation. Just
She's
saying.
literally shucking and jiving and trying to cover it up like she's not. And unfortunately for her, it's too soon in your entrance into this show to be this conniving. And I'm sorry, but if I found out that you were talking, now I will give her this. Some people have been mean to her, and her whole, like, I was mad at you or whatever, like her kind of motivations for some things,
Mm-hmm.
I do understand. Like, I did defend her with the whole Emily thing. Emily brought up some real dirty laundry at the reunion. That wasn't
Right.
cool. I will stand by that. So the way that she got Emily back, fine. But here's the thing, though. You cannot claim innocence or ignorance. You did targeted things. And unfortunately, you went a little too press happy for a newbie. Like, I wouldn't want to work with you if I knew you were this aggressive with talking to the press.
Stand in it. 10
Yeah.
toes.
And I know that other folks do it too. I'm sure all the ladies do, but bitch, you are new. You have to tread a little bit differently at first.
Okay, I'm going to say this, and I don't want it to be taken the wrong way because I'm looking at all different angles with Katie.
Okay.
When she was talking, and this is pretty much the next part of the show. When Katie was talking with Shannon about how kind of submissive or not so outspoken, do you think she plays into that, knowing that there's a stereotype about Asian women being not being submissive and not the type to be aggressive or outspoken? Do you think she plays into that as her scapegoat? It's like she's weaponizing that, is what is said about her to these ladies.
I know, and that's my genuine answer as a white woman who really probably shouldn't have an opinion. I
I'm
feel,
Black, I'm Asian. I'm just saying.
I know, but you know what I mean. Like, I also, like, I don't have to deal with, I mean, obviously I can't, some racial stereotypes about white women and whatnot exist, but,
Yeah.
no, I think because she was adopted and raised in a super, like, Christian nice home where they, like, wanted her to be completely, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Not Americanized, but, like, it's not homogenized, but you know what I mean? Like, crap. It's on the edge of my, uh, it's anyway. They wanted her. I think that she's doing. I also think, coming from an abusive relationship with a dominant ex-husband, I
Mm-hmm.
think that's where a lot of it comes from. Now, obviously, I think that I think she's playing with this, I'm non-confrontational and I don't like that and I shut down? Yes, because you're sure as hell like to fight fire with fire. Just because you don't like to yell in somebody's face, you want to pick up you have no problem picking up a phone and recording them in a vulnerable moment.
Right.
Like, so I think she's playing a persona. I think because she's so disconnected from her Asian culture that, from my perspective, it seems like that maybe not, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I think she brought up her abusive ex-husband and stuff like that. I do think she's playing games with her personality. So I partially agree with you. Do you know what I mean?
No, I'm asking. I'm not like saying this is what
Right.
I
No, I think,
think,
well, I think we're both, I smell I smell what you're stepping in. Like,
love that,
like,
love that.
I feel like we're getting a disingenuous person,
That
and
part is true.
we're trying to figure out, like, what are you
Mm-hmm.
playing into to shuck and jive? Because I feel
Right,
like
right,
she's
right.
doing a ton of shucking and jiving this season to try and fix some really aggressive behavior. I'm sorry, but, like, it's a violation. We'll get to it. It's a violation to record someone in any way, shape, or form, unless you don't care that you have violated a space of trust. But
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we're live and we record. But if I were having a low moment and you recorded it just to have, like, I don't care if you wanted to show your husband how annoying I was. I would never forgive you for doing that because it shows a really yucky mindset.
This is exactly why the Salt Lake City housewives was getting on Brittany, talking about
Yes.
how was it
Yes.
to show that
Yep.
no, you was recording because
Yep.
the production caught you.
Yep.
This
I
is
agree.
just like Brittany from Salt Lake City last year. Girl, they got on her. She had to get off the bus, start crying. I mean, it's I said, oh, this is just like Brittany from Salt Lake City. This happened going around recording folks. And then how the audacity to show it to Alexis during the time that they were going through their litigations and
I
Karen.
believe she did. I don't believe she didn't show it to anybody. I believe she did. I believe she did play it, the recording. I do.
Yeah, because she admitted to it.
Well, she said that nobody saw it. She just told Alexis about it. That's what she was saying. And I personally don't give a F. The fact that you did it makes you a really shitty person because, I mean, I guess we're talking about it. Shannon was going through litigation. She was at one of the lowest moments of her life, and she was throwing a tantrum. You recorded something that would only make her look bad. The sole purpose to capture that was solely to capture an embarrassing low moment. So
Your
to
first
me,
year with the
yeah,
group.
I would never. I'm sorry. I believe this. I'm going to say this with my chest, and I believe this about myself. I would not sit in a chair next to you and think to record you if you're throwing a tantrum. I might gossip about you later and be like, oh man, she fucking lost it. She's being, Shannon, because Shannon doesn't have the best reputation. Shannon has a reputation for kind of being a basket, right? But if I work with you or if I'm friends with you, I will not be violating the sacred space of like recording you to like catch you. Like there's nothing good that can come of doing that to someone other than to their detriment. So I think less of you. And for you to say, "Oh, I just sent it to my husband," why are you recording anyone and then expect them to be friends with you? Like
It's like she's fanning out in a way. She's like this fan of the show. I can't believe this is happening now. This is what's happening. Look at this. Just because you were upset. Well,
no, I think it's
really don't add up in my opinion. Because she was upset that Shannon disrupted her conversation.
Yeah.
Well, why not just let him hear her? Why
or just say, Shannon, I'm trying to have a business meeting. Or like, go home and tell your husband she was acting like a jerk. No, you pair your journalism background with the fact that you recorded her on top of all the other things you've now admitted to doing. Get out of here with your excuses. You saw her losing it, and your little press mind immediately went to, I need to capture this. This might be, juicy or to my benefit, or I can use this later. You are a TMZ plant, baby girl. That's what you are. You have a TMZ mindset on a reality TV show cast. And I do not think the two mix. I do not like this angle. I'm so innocent. I don't think like that. Yes, you do, bitch. Yes, you do. You have too many instances now.
Go off, sis.
Tamra said, remember in the lymph place, Tamra said that Katie went to her house and admitted she called the
blogger on the Instagram so that it couldn't be found on her phone or something.
Yes. I'm like, girl,
trying to be sneaky.
I called her on Instagram. Yeah, because you're conniving, but you called her. You initiated.
Oh yeah,
you initiated.
My phone and find it. How for you?
Nope. 3 strikes, you're out. 3 strikes, you're out.
And must we remind Katie, California, when you're in this state, both parties need to know that they and is okay with the recording of said conversation or situation. Just FYI, or things can get real litigious.
Yeah,
because you're breaking the law, actually. So just FYI.
Yeah, and Shannon just went through some litigation, so she's got lawyers on speed dial. You want to play games? But here's another thing. I'll give
You're
you
gonna
the
ask them.
benefit of the doubt for a minute. Let's say she was carrying on so bad you wanted her husband to get a load of it, right? Whatever. Why does Alexis know? Why did other people why does anybody know a video even exists? Why? Why does anyone even know a recording exists? Because you said.
Mhm.
So you didn't have altruistic intentions of just illustrating Shannon's behavior to your husband. No, you held on to it like a little piece of dirt, and you and I probably still have it for nefarious reasons. And I'm sorry, but if I were Shannon, I would lose my shit and my colon. Okay, I mean, I would just straight up throw it out there like a starfish. My whole
And my
digestive.
catch this. I had a whole conversation with this woman about inviting people out so that she can apologize. And not once did she tell Shannon at that time. It was just them, just her and Shannon at the beach park, whatever it was, in front of the water. Did not even mention that to Shannon. That would have been an opportune time. So, you know what? There's something that I need to tell you. And this, she thought she would never get caught. That's why she never brought it up. It ain't that she forgot. She ain't forgot nothing.
Yeah, and Shannon was ranting about Alexis. So to go and tell Alexis Shannon was ranting about her and that there's a recording, that is even more diabolical. And here's another thing.
Mm.
Shannon is no angel, but how violated would you feel if you were in the middle of litigation and one of the people that is involved in that litigation, your coworkers recording you when you're in the middle of getting sued? Ooh, you're a douchebag.
First of all, you even talking about me. No, I don't care if you're talking
Right?
about all my accolades. You can't discuss nothing about me with someone who is on the other side of the courtroom that's
Yeah.
trying to take my money and ruin my reputation. You shouldn't say anything about me because there's nothing to say. There should be no conversation about me. Now I know that you are running, telling that, and you are sending info to the ops. We are no longer having any more conversations. And you are no longer privy to anything in my personal life. We are surface as fuck moving forward.
Yeah, I wouldn't even. Yes, I agree with you, and I would only be nice to you if production made me. If they told me that my job depended on having a pleasant interaction with you, because I don't care if I'm overreacting. You recorded me in one of the lowest moments of my life. I don't care if I'm a jerk or not. You're an a-hole. I'm not friends with people that record me.
I can't believe this happened.
Mm-mm. And the audacity to play in our faces like, I don't know what I'm doing. Yes, you do. You do. You do. These people are your friends because you're in the media. Like, don't act like just because you work for golf. Like, I was in journalism. I wrote for motorcycle magazines. I fell into that, but I'm not stupid. I know how the media works. I know how press releases work. I know how advertising heavily influences, like, we all know the game. You can be as specialty as you want. You are not naive to the ways of the press.
That part.
Absolutely not. Mm-mm. Stop lying. I just don't like this. It's very, 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 it's very snaky.
Mm-hmm.
In the grass, snake in the sand by the beach.
And we can see it slithering.
Girl, now we can. Shit. You have, like, all of your maybe it was a mistake are out. You have Emily's situation, you have Shannon's situation, and you have Tamara's situation.
Yes.
And in all of them, you actually admitted to reaching out to the press your own self or recording. Like, you're the aggressor.
Child.
So, yeah.
Okay, well, let's move on to some a little sensitive. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yes. Mm-hmm.
I just want to touch on this about the situation. This is about, like we discussed last week, we learned that Emily and Shane's, one of their twin boys, has some special needs, and they're trying to figure it out and work with specialists and carrying on. What I love about that scene was how they're both the parents, Emily and Shane, how they have they're trying to figure it out. Of course, the mom
Mm-hmm.
is frantic. Usually we are, we're just in, but Shane is calm, cool, calm, collective. They're balancing each other out. She's keeping him on his toes with wanting to make sure that she covers everything, that she doesn't miss a step, a beat. And he's letting her know that it's fine, but we just need to relax, calm down, and we will figure it out. We'll go through we'll research, we'll, go to all the specials we need. I love how, in a sense, Emily's kind of freaking out a little bit, but I see her in a way allowing Shane to lead because he's a little more sensible, but she's, like I said, she's keeping him on his toes as far as making sure that they don't skip any step or skip a beat in wanting to make sure that her baby is well, because they both want him to thrive in society and not be left behind. So I really commend them, and I love how they're working together, because sometimes, issues with kids can kind of, bring up barriers amongst those,
Mm-hmm.
the kids support system. But I love how they are in frantic mode, but still working together. I love that. I just wanted to point that out about that whole situation.
I think it's very relatable, right? I think you saw two very real parents having very real reactions.
Mm-hmm.
We often, if we don't choose a partner that's very similar to us, we are often gravitate kind of towards someone that's built a little bit differently, right? Like more
Yeah.
complementary, right? I do think Emily really needs some therapy. She reminds me of somebody that's very emotionally dysregulated, because like when she gets emotional, she kind of flies off the handle, as we've seen,
Mm-hmm.
right? And she kind of like, I just think Emily could really utilize some therapy to restore her nervous system, because I think she had a really traumatic childhood. I think
Yes, she did.
right, her fight or flight seems to kick in really fast, and
Yes.
she starts like yelling, or like, she just gets to a place where her nervous system is not calm and she's kind of emotionally reckless. And it just stems to me from like, having to take care of her and her sister, and having an emotionally abandoned, her mother and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But I also, like you said, I do appreciate that she clearly cares about her son, and that type of energy she's bringing to it is, oh no, we're addressing this immediately, we're getting dialed in, we're not waiting. But I really appreciated how Shane was like, you want
Mm-hmm.
this fixed overnight and we can't. So like we're going to take this one step at a time and we're going to deal with it.
I
Now
love.
the Yes, and I think where Emily is actually a little bit to the advantage of the balance is that Shane is trying to say, well, what some of these things are like, well, that happened one time. No, 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 Shane. This kid already's got some things. And so you can't just go, oh, that only happened once, let's keep going normal. You know what I mean? It's like we have to be in a combined effort of, we're going to be aggressively dealing with this,
Yes.
but it's very next step, like he said, and normalize it's okay to have issues. We all do. We're going to just treat this as best we can. But I
Right.
also like how they're both like, we got to get educated, right?
Right. Right.
Yeah. And this is great. Like, thank you, Orange County. And thank you to Emily's little boy. Is it Luke? Is
I
that his
don't
name? Sorry to that little boy. Thank you to your son for, even though he didn't really consent, but like, we appreciate that you're being vulnerable enough to share this with us, because I am sure there are some parents with kids that are struggling with eating that really relate and appreciate being seen.
Yeah, and if you want more further details about that, tune into the episode starting with episode 1 to get more in depth about it. We didn't want to get too deep and
Yeah.
expose too much. We just want to acknowledge
Mm-hmm.
what we're acknowledging and praising them for stepping up and being an advocate for their child with special
Mm-hmm.
needs. And that's any child with special needs. To see them behave in this manner and work together in such a powerful way, it moved me. And I don't even know these people, but
Uh-huh.
maybe because I'm a child advocate, not professionally, but just in my travels of life and in my profession, seeing things, it is so necessary for children to have advocates, even if you don't know the child. If you see something, say something. So I don't want to get too heavy on it, but I really appreciate how they're moving with this, and it is commendable. Of course they're as parents, they're supposed to, but just to see them going above and beyond, in my opinion, is extraordinary, and I love to see that. I can't wait to hear about his successes, because I know he'll have some soon.
Yeah. Well, it's like identifying the problem, working on it. Let's normalize sensory issues. I think so many of us have had them and didn't even know. We just weren't allowed. You know what I mean? Like somebody in school said you're not allowed to feel that way or whatever. But,
Right.
a lot of the
Times are
version.
changing,
Yeah.
things happen in environment, things are that we're ingesting, whether it's through food or just in the air, things is changing, and it's not by design, and that's why certain things are being banned, because they realize years later, and you see the commercials, if you've taken X, Y, and Z and you have ABC, call this number. You don't know until you find out later.
Yeah, girl, who knew talc in the baby powder give you cancer?
Girl,
All
who
is
didn't have baby powder? As far as I know,
Man.
a whole 3, 4, 5 generations of folks.
Yep.
But yeah, big ups to them. All right. Next, child, Jen and Ryan, child, host Gretchen and Slade, where they make their grand entrance. And then
that's right.
I guess Matt found it that he was okay to film with Ryan, because girl, last year he said, I ain't going nowhere.
Well, I can't blame him. That stuff was so shady. I wouldn't want nothing to do with
what?
you either. I'd
That
be
was
like,
we got too much to lose. This fool over here being investigated and indicted and carrying on. Best friend, I'm staying right over here.
Illegal gambling, and he's high up in the golf world. Yeah, no, that's like being a police officer and the husband is like friends with someone that killed somebody. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's not that extreme, but it's like it's a conflict of interest until you prove me otherwise.
Oh, we have to say unalive.
Oh crap! Sorry.
No, for next time.
So. Yeah, and they pew-pewed somebody.
That too.
I didn't even think about that. Anyway. It's a conflict of interest, and I can't blame him for stepping away, and then I also can't blame him for, once you're on season 2, it's like, come on, it's time to play. You got to.
Well, yeah, he's been cleared, so he
from that.
What's that called? He
exonerated.
No, when he gets immunity.
I think yes. I think that from what I understand, he was exonerated of having anything to do with any of the money laundering, but solely that he was the guy's friend and like around when maybe money was being processed, but he was like unaware of it or whatever. I do not believe that Ryan is not shady. I think he's like a Joe Giudice. I think we may very well find out some things. But for now, I'll play in the sand with this cheese ball.
And I bet Matt had his own PI. That's just my opinion. But for somebody of Matt's stature in the community, I'm sure he ain't about to be losing nothing just because filming with a show. Heck no. Because I know I would. I would have my own PI services checking folks out, going through, or have my attorney look at some things, whoever can decipher what's going on, and make sure moving forward. And I'm pretty sure that deal that Ryan made so that he wouldn't, be caught up in his best friend's mess, to make sure that he was cleared, was etched in stone, so that Matt would be seen with him. Matt seems to me like that type of person. He ain't gonna be filming with, like he said, nah, I ain't filming with that dude. I'm sure he had to make sure on his own, not just what he read in the papers. You know what I'm saying?
I do not think that highly of Matt if he's married to Katie. That's all I gotta say.
Well,
I don't know, but we shall see. He's come to hang. They are all at the house, shucking and jiving.
maybe he the same way. Who knows,
I
child?
know, right? Listen, nothing would surprise me on Housewives,
I mean, maybe he don't mind. She ain't
right?
doing him.
Yeah, I'm just saying. If I'm just saying. Yeah. So
Yeah,
anyway,
it was
regardless, I cannot blame him for not wanting to be around Ryan last season. I cannot blame him.
girl, okay, because there was a lot going on.
Yeah, that was a scandal.
Woo. So yeah, they all chill, hanging around and everything, talking, and find out that Jen reached out to Gretchen through DMs. Help, Tamara, SOS. And Gretchen responded, and they pretty much formed a relationship. So that was kind of, shady, Jen. I mean, reaching out to folks is nemesis or ops,
Yeah.
just because you're the ops. And it don't look good. You may want to, maybe I don't know, but to me, that was shady as fuck. I'm sorry.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna have Slade and Gretchen over, that's kind of, passive aggressive war. But I will say this. I think Jen genuinely thought that Tamra was bringing her on as a friend. I think Jen wants to be like Tamra and kind of have Tamra's life. I don't think she wants to be Tamra and like wear her hair to bed. I get it. That's weird. I get it. But like,
let's get into it.
I do think Jen wants Tamra's life. I do. I think she wants to be fit, blonde, gorgeous. She's the stereotype of Orange County. And so is Ryan with his little spiky hair, like body, too tan. Like, yes, they are absolutely, I think, Tamra and Eddie knockoffs. But I'm sorry, I live too close to Newport Beach. I don't want to be those suckers because we all kind of laugh at you all for how fake as hell you really are. Now, on the other hand, though, Jen, you don't have the stomach to go up against Tamra. That's all I gotta say. Like, I don't think you realize you want to go to war with Tamra. Good luck. You are not made for it.
And just the FYI, people, just to give you more of a descriptor of Orange County. Orange County is the red county amongst a bunch of blue counties.
Yes.
Just FYI, so you can get more of a understanding. Yes, shade is being thrown. However,
yeah,
have a better understanding about how folks are in these towns. Now, just saying, since we're getting into the whole, single white female of it all, while they're talking, of course, you know how production likes to go back and forth between scenes. Heather visits Tamra, brings some champs and onion rings because Tamra, when she's stressed, she gets skinny. And this is the time when Heather can enjoy some fattening grub and calories. That it is what it is. I'm pretty sure this doesn't happen all the time since they are a size 0.
I just hope they didn't throw it up in the bathroom afterwards.
Girl.
Sorry, that was a bad joke, but
I hope not either. But Tamara brings up, the issue of Jen and how their friendship started, to where Jen was like a baby Tamara, doing things mimicking Tamara's life.
Yeah.
Working out. She was a somewhat of a plus size. She's probably a size 8. Now she's a size 4. I mean, she didn't look big. She just looked, I guess, depending on the person, she just, she was a bigger size, but guarantee you me, she wasn't no more than a 12. Just
I don't know.
Looks. She didn't look big, but now super fit. Like I said, you can see her size. And the whole point of Tamara bringing this up, and Tamara showed proof. She was going to the same hairstylist, wanting to put in Tamara's old extensions. Now, wait a damn minute. That's where I draw the damn line. Didn't a white female change her hair to match homegirl?
I didn't even know, like, did she mean the ones that she used to have in her head? Or does she
Yes,
mean how do you even get extensions that belong to someone else? Like when you rent them, do they just clean them and like give you some that somebody else wore? Like there's no way you could clip hair into my head that like someone else had worn.
they're hair clips.
Yes, but I'm just telling you, there's no way. You better take them out the package and like I'm gonna buy them and
Okay.
then they'll be mine. I'll bring them to you to maintenance and put them back in my. I am not. That's like sharing underwear. I am not. No. If that was clipped into someone else's head, you can keep it.
Well, I can tell you this. I can tell you what I've seen in the black hair salons when
Yeah.
they take out weave, they can wash it and put it back in the same girl's head. But
Sure.
as long as it's clean and washed, it's reusable. So I
Yeah.
automatically heard Tamara say, if it's clean and usable, it can be used, period, whether it's in her head or not. So I may, I hope I'm not assuming wrong, but if these extensions can be cleaned and used, then there you go.
You can't. I'm just telling you from a personal standpoint, you cannot put. I don't care if. I don't care
Not in your
who.
head.
No. Personally, no. I will be buying my own and bringing them back to you, like the other ladies. Like you said, wash them, do what you want, put them back on my head. But like this is the only head they will go on and off of.
Now
Like,
let's play devil's advocate. Even if it wasn't the same, she's getting the same type of and
yes,
putting them in her head, going to the same person, doing the
right.
same habits, going to the same places, and now you're a workout buff, just like Tamara is now a workout buff, and getting all the similarities
I agree.
that Tamara has, and now you're reaching out to Tamara's ops when you and Tamara are is on the outs. Yeah, it's kind of looking kind of,
Oh, I think Jen absolutely wants to model after Tamara's life. Tamara and Eddie open cut fitness. They were the fitness people, like the fact that those two jerks are like now doing workout videos. Absolutely. I get it. She wants to live like you. I'm sure a lot of people do there, like you are the Orange County stereotype and you guys are successful and um I don't think it's single white female. She wants to like sleep in your laundry. I just think she wants your life, like not because it's you, but that's the kind of lifestyle she'd like to have. You're
yeah,
aspirational to her. Now, her being friends with Gretchen, like I'll be honest, if you had done me as dirty as Tamara did Jen about like, oh, I'm friends with you. Now I'm going to air out your relationship to the full hilt. I'm going to tell every dirty detail about your relationship when I used to be friends with you and Ryan to your face, right? I wouldn't have a problem bringing on Gretchen. Just don't expect to be friends with Tamara though if you're going to move like that.
and I don't think they will be. I think they'll probably just be cordial.
Yeah, I have a feel. Well, I don't know. I see Jen caving to be friends with Tamara if she needs to be to like stay on the show. I think Jen's gonna do whatever Jen needs to do to stay on the show, because I think she loves this, and definitely Ryan does too. And I think that they need the
Well, for
money. So
sure. Yeah, oh, yeah,
yeah,
the money is definitely needed because we know about her financial status, and
right.
she got all them kids to take care of, child, and she don't have any other ascertainable uh uh uh
Applicable skill sets, yeah, or whatever. Yeah,
skill sets. Thank you
yeah.
to make ends meet.
No,
And she can't keep depending on Ryan because they got all them damn kids and dogs and
right.
lifestyle and carrying on. So yeah, and like you said, Ryan loves the limelight.
He sure
This is what
does.
he craves. And like you said,
Hmm.
I believe he was over there in that gym just because it was Tamara and Eddie.
Yeah. Oh, 100. I think that they all want to be part of this little, like, workout club group. They want to
Mhm.
run around in the same crowd. And she's very excited to be on the show. And that's fine. She really does fit the mold of a lot of women in Orange County. Beautiful, a lot of plastic surgery, real thin, got the body right now because she has enough money to be working out for 3 hours a day instead of like being at work, with some douche canoe looking guy who, is going to play nice for the limelight. But, I mean, whatever. Tamara, what I don't like is that Jen plays a lot of I don't remember games. I don't remember that. Oh, I said that? I remember when like Gina said you said that Katie was a con
Yeah.
artist. I don't remember saying that.
Yeah,
Well,
her and Katie got that going on.
I'm like, here's the deal. If I don't remember saying something I don't believe, then I'm gonna look at you and say, I would never say that. I don't think you're a con artist. Like I don't Ray all day, I don't think you are a con artist. So
That's what I
if
was
somebody
looking. That's what I was looking to hear. Like, okay, so when she gonna say, "I don't
right,
think that"? No, even if you don't remember, I don't remember. But most importantly, I don't even think that about you. How about
right.
that?
You can't accuse me of saying something that I don't believe about somebody. I'll be
There you
like,
go.
I wouldn't
Not
say
even
that
that.
about so and so. Right? Because like, you know what I mean? Like, oh,
But
you
she
call
got that.
so and so a con artist. I would not call. Was I drunk? Was I like? Because I would not say that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't believe that. Or and then I'll be like, if you want to hold my feet to the fire, I don't know what I was thinking. I am like, and I know they can't break the fourth wall. I'm saying to you on camera, I don't think she's a con artist or whatever. But I mean, as we saw at the hot pot thing, Jen and Katie's friendship is not that set in stone. It's
You
a
know,
little new.
before we go to hot
Yes.
pot, there's
Yeah.
one thing I want to say about how Heather and Tamara were talking, and then those couples had their dinner date. Each of them were what they also started talking about the issues with Tamara and Gretchen, right? How
Right. Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
Tamara doesn't see how uh you know Heather wants Tamara and Gretchen to drop it all because it's not that deep or whatever. But at the same time, both of them are holding on to things that they've done to each other years ago. Because, in my opinion, yes, we do need to discuss it. It's not old news because we were taking shots at each other, even though it was maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. The fact that we're coming back together, we have to address that, because if you really think that we're going to be kumbaya on this show, friend or foe, friend or not, housewife or not, it's going to get discussed. And I'm glad that they are, because even if they don't come to an understanding, they're addressing it with each other, because they've been on the opposite ends of this thing we called internet, and not coming together like they are now. So
Yeah. And
they are going back and forth and discussing it. So to Tamara's point, Tamara, you're wrong in thinking that Gretchen is trying to bring up stuff that's old. It ain't old because y'all never addressed it. So
it is deep. You can't, there's also like, there's no statute of limitations on speaking on some of my most personal shit. Like, there's just not. And if you speak on my children, you've spoken on my most personal stuff. And both of them have spoken on each other's children. Now, here's the reality. Slade is a deadbeat dad. He is. It's a known fact. He was in the rears for child support, especially with the disabled son who had astronomical physical bills. Um, that it Gretchen and Slade never got married for part of that reason, so that she never took on his child support debt. Now his other son that is still alive is of age, so you can't say anything about that. I remember when his son passed, Grayson. It was really sad. I felt terrible for the mother. I truly believed the backlash when she said, "Gretchen, don't speak on my son. You and Slade didn't do enough." I believe that.
me too.
And I think that's a shame, but it's also, at the same time, like, their business. I do think it speaks to Slade's crappy character, but I do also sympathize. I think Slade lost his shirt. He used to have money in the mortgage industry, and when that took a dump, he lost his money. But I don't, and so I know that he had child support debt that he couldn't possibly take care of, but he did not spend enough time with that little boy. I believe the mother that he was heartbroken, well, he was in his early 20s, but that he did not spend enough time with that son.
Yeah, he was out there philandering, trying
Yes.
to keep up with the Joneses at the
Yes.
same time, trying to create all these, trying to be on TV, and probably trying to come up with rich, quick schemes to even send money their way, and it never really panned out.
No, he is Slade Slimy, not Slade Smiley. Like, yeah, but he's also the OG house husband. He dated he is the original Harry Dubin. He is the original Tom. Like, I have to say, he knows how to play this game. Gretchen and Slade both do. And Tamra runs her mouth on her podcast and does not take accountability for what she says. Tamra is judgmental as hell and mean as hell. She will kick you while you're down. And, she said, I regret saying that Shannon was an alcoholic. I should have said drinking problem. But you still treated her like she was a piece of shit human being for having a problem. And that's what I don't like about you. You sit there on your podcast with Teddy, and the two of you sit there like, these Orange County a-holes, because Teddy has a place down there too, like that, these Christian born again, we go to like River Rock or whatever that, like, that faith crap, you know what I mean? Like that, like, ambient Christian rock music type of worship, all that crap. And you sit there and judge people, and then you say, oh, I listened to what I said. I was just trying to support the mom. No, you dog walk Slade. So you, as a father, so you have to stand behind how you ran your judgmental mouth. And guess what? And Gretchen went back and talked to your daughter, which is gross. It's gross. It's gross when Sydney was talking. So you both played it.
Never commented on that.
No, she shouldn't have, especially because she didn't marry Slade, so she didn't have to pay for his kids. And we all know it. Like, you would have married him and you would have had a wedding on the show. Like, there's no reason the two of you aren't married except for Slade's debt and you didn't want to take it on. Like, you can't tell me there's another reason.
I'm about to say something now. Gretchen is my girl. Now, don't get me wrong, but I recognize when what was the old guy name that she was with when she came on the show for the first time, and he was passing away. He was pretty much on death's door. She was messing with Slade then.
Bass Lake. Remember when I do think Tamra exposed that relationship.
Yeah.
I do. I do believe that.
So from that, whenever you have Bonnie and Clyde,
you're right.
They are taking it to the GRAVE in everything that they do. So no matter what, they are a united front in front of everybody. Behind closed doors, they can say and do whatever. But Bonnie and Clyde knew that they ride together for life, just like Bad Boys, that whole thing, right? So when you have that mentality, just like a gold digger, like she was, just like a gold digger.
Yeah.
Jeff, may he rest in peace.
Oh, that was a great deep pull. Dang.
I remember.
I do remember.
She was messing with him at the time.
He didn't look well. Yeah, I remember that. I just would not have remembered his name. R.I.P. sir. I do remember. Yeah.
So the fact that they go back, like she said, they've been together 16, 17 years. To that point, they will never admit to anything that jeopardizes what they've had going on all this time. Yeah. And I truly believe it, but she's still my girl. That's all I'm saying.
And the thing is like, it's like picking the fly shit out of the pepper, as I said before, about like, you're both kind of like in the paint. You both said really unforgivable things about each other as parents, right? So you can either look at each other and both agree that you're even, or you can just say we're sworn enemies because we both cut too deep. Because responding to Tamra's underage daughter in any way is gross. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you got
an adult. You just, especially when the post is something about Tamra.
Yeah, you went just as low. Like
You don't get involved in that. That's just something
yeah.
you do.
You don't get to claim like all of this innocence and persecution about Slade if you're gonna go after Tamra in the same spot as an unfit parent. If you don't want them talking about Slade as an unfit parent, which I'm sorry, he was a deadbeat. And
Yes.
maybe Tamra was a shitty mom to Sydney. I don't know, but like two of her three kids with Simon are good with her. So, I don't know. I know that her relationship with Sydney is not really repaired, but like Gretchen, you can't claim innocence if you're going to do something like that. I just need you both to like either move along or just agree that you're going to hate each other.
So, they got history, as y'all can hear. If for those, hey, aunties and uncles, y'all know what we talking about. If y'all been around, y'all know we ain't lying. And for all those who are new to this franchise, yes, the rabbit hole runs deep with these two. It's a lot of history.
And let's not forget, I mean, we haven't even addressed Naked Wasted. Now, I get that, like that. I mean, that's what, right? Like, I like, that's why when Tamara's like, you're stuck in the past, well, some of this stuff is like really deep. Like, that was a dark moment. Like, you were accused of like trying to do something like yucky to Gretchen, and your son didn't look too cute over there trying to get her in the back, whatever. So,
but wait, to actually entice your son to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The whole thing is.
What was he, 19?
Yeah. He was some gross like that. Yeah, he was very young. And so, I noticed Tamara said she's not drinking this season, and then Heather brought over champagne and she had some. So like, I hate when people do that crap. I'm not drinking, and then they are. You know what I mean? You either are or you aren't. And like, it's none of my business, but don't claim that you're not, and then you do. Like, so whatever. Okay,
let's go to hot pot. Hot pot. Because I want you to do what you got to do.
Right.
Okay, so you were. Do you remember what you were leading into with hot pot? Was it? Well, anyway, let's just go into it. So pretty much Katie apologized once everybody shows up, because this is the hot pot. This is what Katie invited everyone when she was talking to Shannon by the water. She wants to bring everybody together. She wants to apologize and move forward. But Katie apologizes, but Gina wasn't having it. She appreciated it, but more things came up about you and yada, 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 as Gina brought up. Especially how Tamara told us that you recorded Shannon while Shannon was having a meltdown during some taping that we were doing for the show, and how you allowed Alexis to see it or sent it or whatever. And Shannon was like, what? What the hell? What the hell, y'all? What the hell, Yana? Yeah. And girl, all of a sudden, Katie starts to give up the ghost on, like we said earlier, about admitting to at first not knowing about the blogger, but then going to Tamara in the last few days and admitting to Tamara, I called her on the Instagram phone. And now this thing, how does Alexis know about it if she wasn't even there?
I don't care if
all you did was show it to your husband or send it to your husband.
I don't care if you hit her up with Morse code. Like, it doesn't matter. You reached out to the blog. Like, you're in this. You're a liar and you're in this. You are, like, you've already been caught in multiple lies and excuses. Like,
since her first season.
Yeah. Well, and here's what I'm curious about. Since when does Shannon get to leave a confrontational scene? Like, since when do any of the ladies get to do that? Must be nice. Like, I gotta dip out. I mean, no offense. No. My head would have blown off too if I were Shannon, because I would be livid with her. And I would, like, you recorded me?
Maybe it's a part of her, what's that, her sobriety, where she has to collect herself, because she does it all the time. Remember,
she does.
Leaving, It's just a part of her healing, maybe, that she.
You're right. That is her
trying to do.
stick. I need to remove myself. That's fine. Go. It looks like she blows up at her later.
Girl, she should
I can't blame her though. Like I think that would have I especially knowing what a rough place that Shannon was in.
Right.
And
And
if I were
Shannon,
Shannon, I'd feel violent towards Katie. I would. I'd be like, you deserve to be
That's why
slapped.
she left.
Yeah, right? That's true. I answered my own question. She left so she didn't hurt her. No, Katie blew out the credibility with me, which I know I've rambled a lot, but I'll just take it back to I didn't respect Gina going, let's start fresh. After I just found out you did this, this, and this when I thought you were a snake, I wouldn't now I'm gonna
That's where you were with it. That's where
Yeah.
it was. Yeah,
Yes. No, lick boots now. We're going to try again. No, she's a total snake. Do you see what she just did to everybody? She admitted she started it with Tamra. She called the blogger. She admitted she directed the blogger, the nanny, to the blogger when the Emily thing came up. And she admitted to recording Shannon. So she's confirming what you're worried about. And now you want to be extra nice friends. Okay. That's why I'm like, you're a terrible bone carrier.
Heather
Obvious
told
as hell.
him last year, I'm done. Y'all can play with her. I'm just gonna show her.
That's the funny part.
Heather told them Heather. She said, I told you.
Heather's
So I told you. And Heather ain't said shit during these conversations. She just listens.
No, yeah, she's just sitting there like, I love being right. Because she's and listen, she deserves it because Katie went after her last time and it was stupid. Like, I believe she probably did, but I don't give a shit. It's LA. Everyone does that stuff. I really don't care if you called the paparazzi on yourself.
That's why Heather's my girl. Heather knows what's going on. These Heathers still need a hard head.
Yeah, and Heather's just sitting there like, and let the proof show you are as conniving as we suspected. And she is. Until you show me otherwise, these 2 episodes, no, I think that is so dirty dog to record someone. It's just not cool. You're not coworkers. You're not trustworthy. That's such a violation.
And furthermore, why do things keep happening with you?
Right.
Telling that about somebody else. It's happening in different aspects of different circumstances. Why is it always you?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I've already said this. I think what Emily brought up and the way she brought it up at the reunion was deplorable. I really shame on you, Emily, but you should have slapped your hand over your daughter's mouth and said, stop speaking when she tried to tattle on that little kid. Because that just was starting a whole, I have a daughter. I would clamp my hand over her mouth on camera. Stop
Meaning
speaking.
Katie's daughter, not Emily's daughter.
Yes, Katie's daughter, who was babysitting, should never have brought that up in that scene with Tamra and Sophia. She shouldn't have. And I would have stopped her. I would have interrupted her and said, you know what? You're not going to share that. And
wait a minute. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't that whole conversation for Katie to tell Tamra?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't
like it was osmosis. It was a purpose. Yeah. That was the purpose of having the conversation.
Yeah. So, Katie, you started off on the wrong foot and you ain't never gotten back on a good one. I'm sorry.
Now, speaking of never gotten up on Gretchen and Tamra, because once they going back and forth, Gretchen listen. Oh yeah, because that's what Tamra did to me. Ding, ding, ding. Round 1 between Gretchen and Tamra.
Yep.
That was the start of what we discussed earlier about things ain't never been resolved. And like we said, Gretchen commenting on a post about first Tamra, going back and forth calling Slade a deadbeat dad. Then, Gretchen commenting on a post of Tamra's daughter talking greasy about her mama Tamra. So then Tamra talking about Gretchen and Slade on the podcast with her and Sickly
Teddy.
I hope she's getting better. So they just keep even though they're talking about 2 years ago, 3 years ago is still fresh because now they're in an environment to where they can talk about it. And Tamara is just relentless in thinking that Gretchen is, I guess, here for some get back or whatever. Well, in a way, yeah, because both of you still think of each other in the same manner that you always have.
Yeah, and
So, play nice. I would have never did that, Tamara. I would have never said, "Hi, my name is Tamara." Hell no, I'm not touching your hand, bitch.
Yeah.
No, that's not how I am with you. And like Gretchen said, here she is trying to be fake and phony, trying to pretend. Yeah, Gretchen was right about that. But at the same time, Heather is right. Both of y'all have been greasy to each other.
Yes.
Y'all need to resolve it because no one is more right than the other.
No, and if you try to play that game, you're gonna be fighting forever anyway. So then you should just agree to like not be friends. Exactly. Yeah. So I agree. Like, I don't want to watch either one of you try to act like the thing you did to one another is less offensive. You both cut deep in the parental paint. Okay, you just did. You both went there, and you both did some dark stuff. You either move on or you don't. But don't try to act like, oh, well, I only responded, once, and you did, or I listened back. It wasn't that bad. No, you both said some, like you said, you're both greasy. Done.
And furthermore, Tamara, it's not polite to fight slaves' wives' battles by bringing up and weaponizing their late son's demise.
No.
And all of that on your podcast in relation to trying to talk greasy about Slade and Gretchen and yada yada. That's worse than Gretchen.
It is.
I mean, we're talking about death here.
Yeah, it was really gross. If you were just trying to help the mom, you should have just said, it's really tragic that she has to put up a GoFundMe. Please go donate. You didn't have to add all the extra crap you talked. You just did it to get a click and a view, and you got it. So don't act like you did it out of this like Christian reason. No. That's the part that makes Tamara insufferable. You took the opportunity to shit all over Slade because you think he's a piece of crap. Stand by it.
You have every right to think it.
Yeah, stand by it. Don't act like, oh, I was helping the mom. Yeah, but two things. Yeah, no.
You can't fight her battles. No, don't do that because you sure don't want nobody stepping in your puddle.
Somebody could be fighting Simon's battle. Simon had cancer. Who knows how well he's doing? Somebody could be helping him out, by exposing your dastardliness.
Girl, who's to say it ain't coming up? Shit.
I'm
we on episode 2.
True. Seriously.
Well, y'all, that was it. I think that was it, girl.
Dude, I have a quick question for you as we wind things down. And I mean it quick.
Yeah.
Lord knows I can ramble. Do you think these storylines that they're presenting are enough to carry us through the season? Or is it like, ooh, you better have some other things because you cannot beat these arguments to death as they've done on some other franchises?
Well, I believe so because they're going to elaborate as we saw previews of episode 3. Shannon comes back to the table, the proverbial table on on Katie. And lets her have it, and that's going to be probably 2 or 3 episodes within itself. And the whole issue of the group trying to probably not ice her out, but at the same time just try and work with her. But Gina's going to placate it more and more on top of each other because, like she said, I brought her into this group. I feel responsible, and she wants to be Captain Save-'em. And the Gretchen and Tamara thing just started, so that's about 7 episodes within itself because she's gonna come in across in Slade's presence. That's gonna be an issue, and it's a continuous issue currently because the next episode was something about Jen going off on Heather for inviting Tamara because Jen feels like Heather should pick a side. So, girl, we got a good at least 8 episodes off of those issues right there.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
You know how these girls think. We got to keep it going. I can't let it go. Can't nobody let it go for the sake of the show.
I get really over it when it's too minor of an issue, or if it's like we're going to have scene after scene of like we need to get past this and you don't. That to me is weak producing, weak storytelling, and so I always worry about that. However, I do think that there are some very sturdy legs to stand on. I hope that these storylines play out, you know. And I can't wait to see Shannon chew Katie out because Katie deserves it. That was just a violation. I don't care. You to video record someone at their lowest moment when they're traumatized by the things that remember like how upset it was when they had to break it to Shannon that there was probably video of her acting drunk on camera and like all that John stuff. Like remember, and I thought that was really sad for us to see Shannon go, is he trying to break me? Because honestly, I think that was a very real moment where it's like, how much lower do you have to bring me? And you were my lover, you know, that's awful. So to know that there's recordings out there that could destroy your life, to then be a coworker to record someone having an emotionally out of control moment, that's really, really, really rotted. I'm sorry. It just is.
Let's just hope that doesn't get litigious. Trying to send cease and desist.
Yeah.
I need the video, girl. You know, I'm just saying. You
I can see it. No, I could see Shannon saying, "I ain't playing with you after what I've been through." I can see it.
She already paid $60K for a tape. I'm just saying. In my opinion, that's what the $60K.
True. No, I believe.
The tape don't come to life.
You better believe it was in that settlement that whatever he can never release any footage, like that can never, like that's part of the agreement. I bet you money that that's part of the settlement agreement, that nothing can ever come out like that again.
And probably had the cloud deleted in some type of way.
I'm serious. I would be like, let me go through every dusty drawer you have for the $60K.
Just saying, I would if I had the coin.
Mm-hmm.
Was that it?
That was it.
So yeah, good 8 more episodes. So at least through episode 10, we got some mess, yeah.
Yep.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this review. We will come back again the following week to let you know what happened on episode 3, as well as Drag Race is over, but that doesn't mean you can't go back and watch the episodes that you may have missed. And Miami's coming through soon, but before we go, let's find out where we can find Erin when she ain't chit-chatting with me on this boob tube.
You can catch me on Facebook at Psychic Erin Boyd and on Instagram and Threads, Psychic_ELB. Hit me up in the DMs if you would like to get a psychic reading.
Please do, y'all. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and share if you want. And we'll catch you next time. Bye, y'all.